In the 40 years I had spent with Lanna, this past year had been the worst. But I never wanted to think of my wife as some bossy, loud-mouthed, inconsiderate devil of a woman. So, like the loving husband I've always tried to be, I answered her call every time.
Gerald! Gerald!
Her voice was shrill, like a banshee, and it echoed through the house.
Gerald! Gerald! Didn't you hear me on the floor? What the hell's wrong with you?
Sorry, honey. I should have been listening better. But I wish you'd stop trying to get out of bed by yourself.
You never listen, Gerald. Just leave it. Change the bed sheets. Took so damn long I wet the bed again. Good Lord. Stupid jerk. If I could walk, I would have left you years ago. I'd cut your head off with a butcher knife.
In the next 40 minutes, I had Lanna bathed, out of the tub, and ready for her weekly trip into town. My back was killing me as I helped her into the car, put her wheelchair in the trunk, and drove her to her favorite cafe for lunch. I thought about how it seemed as though Lanna was beginning to lose her mind. Just over a year ago is when it started. At 2:30 in the morning, I sat straight up in bed and found that she was gone. I was scared to death that I had lost her. I actually had to take the car and search for her. When I finally found her, she had made it to the parking lot of our church, in her wheelchair, almost 2 miles from the house.
No, I don't want to go. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to go. You're not a man, you're a mouse. Hell, you're worse than a mouse. You're a little gnat. You're a little cockroach that keeps getting under my feet.
She yelled at me the entire ride home. It was all this gibberish about keeping her prisoner. This was beginning to happen pretty often. And every time I found her in that church parking lot, she got more and more angry with me.
What if my legs worked?
I felt there were even times she didn't remember who I was.
Hell, by the way you've treated me.
Hey Gerald, how you doing? Doing good. Doing good. That's good.
Those half smiles and uneasy nods were quite common by now. I understood why, of course. After all, it was a small town, and most of our neighbors knew how she had begun treating me over the last year. To them, she was probably just a mean old lady, and I was her ever-enduring old man. And ever since that first night I found her out at 2:30 in the morning, the stares came more often, especially when we came to town.
Mr. Willis, when are you ever going to order something different? You know, those taste buds ain't getting any younger.
Eat your food, you dirty old fool! She was only flirting with you to get a damn tip!
She wasn't flirting, dear. She's just making a little joke.
It wasn't funny. You just keep your wandering eyes on your plate, Mr. Willis.
Yes, honey. Please don't make a scene.
Then hurry and stuff your face so that we can go!
Here's your bill, Mr. Willis.
Jenny, could you give us a to-go box for Lanna's lunch?
Sure. Here you are.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
By the way, tell your daddy we'll see him in church on Sunday. You know, we just love his preaching.
Thank you. No problem. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boy, that old man's in a world of hurt.
Yes, he is.
After a short visit to Lee's Hardware, we headed home. I worked on a leaky kitchen faucet along with a few other chores on my list. After sundown, I cooked dinner and brought it to her.
I suppose you want me to thank you?
I'd almost rather go to the dentist than anywhere, wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh my God, don't stop now! Well, I made a lot of holes and now I gotta fill it up with this.
Lana wouldn't allow me to share the bed with her. She said I kept her up all night with my snoring. I sorely missed sleeping with her, though. Feeling her next to me, snuggling with her, hearing her breathe in the dark, holding her hand after she had a bad dream, waking up to see her when the sun came up. When we were young, so young, she used to tell me I was the other half of her heart. She would always be my love, no matter how sorely she treated me. I fell asleep with sweet memories of her on my mind.
Oh, God! Lana! Not again!
I knew exactly where she was going, and I had to get there before something happened and I lost her again. I couldn't bear the thought. I drove quickly, running several stop signs. There was nobody on the street at 2:30 in the morning, so nobody was in danger. Nobody but my Lana.
Lana! 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 Where is she? Where is she? My God. Lana! 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 I know you're gone.
It had been a year since she left me the first time. I missed her terribly. I knew that her anger toward me was just her lashing out because I refused to let her go. As I sat, staring at her grave, my heart was shattered when I realized she would be much happier without me.